Welcome to Tennis Espresso Journal, your updated grades debate. If you got your coffee ready, let's gonna get down to the pages.
So, you're going to be talking about the GOATs of tennis, the greatest of all time. It's basically about largely in open era, but more specifically of modern tennis. In any case, we do have the that criteria of GOAT as being of all time. We can really go back in time and search it since the dawn of the sport. Basically, in any sport, once you've got the same common criteria, and we do have it for tennis largely. So if we have a ranking for the whole history, maybe it's not as accurate as a ranking for modern history, but still it is applicable, it is useful. So why is it important? Well, it is not important. It is fun. It is fun. Any tennis player has its place in history, and it's really nice to have the interaction between the guys, between each other. So it doesn't really matter who is the best, or the second best, or the third best. What's really good is the interaction. Is the interaction among all of them, and that's what makes a sport great. So what is tennis exactly? Tennis is an individual and objective sport, so it's not a collective sport like so many others where you can put the blame on the other guy. No, it's not like this. It's not a position sport. We have specific positions that are more prone to have GOATs than others. For example, in football, soccer, we have the forwards are largely much more recognized as GOATs as the goalkeeper or the defenders, for example. Same with football in quarterbacks. We do have tennis is not equipment sensitive like Formula One or equestrian sports that really depend on the other machine or in the animal to have something, to achieve something great. We do have differences in tennis with rackets and shoes and things like that, and pants and but they're not really that relevant as in racing sports. And it is also not a subjective sport like surf or gymnastics where you depend on a judge to give you the score. So tennis is a very objective thing. The guy go there, he plays good, he wins the match. Doesn't really matter how, if he plays beautifully, it doesn't really matter. He goes out there, he wins the match, he's the victor. So tennis is very logic in the sense, because for you to say who's the best, who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all time, or who's the best, it's very simple. The guy who won it. The guy who has more titles, has more rankings, won more matches against his rivals, and whatsoever, and so on. The thing is that in other sports, collective sports mostly, but also racing sports, we really do have to rely on the judgment of people, and also in judging sports, of course, the judgment of people. Oh, this guy is good because of that. He's good because of this, and he does that. In tennis, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. The winner, the victor, the champion, he's the best, and that's it. It's sort of a more like life itself. It doesn't really matter what you do, but only the results that you've got from it. For example, in a war, it doesn't really matter if the guy had allies or not, or if he played rightfully or not, if he fought for a just cause or not, or it doesn't really matter. The army that goes out and wins the war is a victor, has all the rights, and it's just like this. It is not it is not fair in a sense that maybe the guy who deserved the most, maybe the guy who played the most beautiful tennis did not win, but it's reality. It's reality. Who has the most efficient game wins, and that's for tennis too. Sometimes it happens that a guy who has the most beautiful style also is the most efficient guy, but it's not always the rule, as we all know. And there's another great difference in tennis that I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes. It's the GOATs versus the FAVs.